Why, good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to our first spring satsang. Now, I'm incredibly excited because this equinox serves as an important opportunity for everyone to harness the natural changes and transformations that are arising right now in nature. And it's that concept of as above, so below. It's this theme of renewal, restoration. We can see it in the budding trees coming through, and it's that aspect of rebirth. This is the time to really create yourself fully because you're going to have the universal energies at hand. And in terms of astrology, I think it's really important to let people know personally, I don't believe in the aspect of astrology that it will happen, that these things dictate your life. I don't see that at all. Astrology is just another tool to utilize to understand how the energies at play operate here in our human experience. And when you're aware of how the stars and how the celestial bodies are impacting Earth's energy, and you come to the realization that you are of Earth, then you can easily and more readily understand this concept of energetic kind of interference or interplay. And with the Aries equinox and the changes that are going to be coming these next 6 months and really 12 months throughout the next year, it's important to understand the themes that are going to be at play in order to better navigate your own life. And one of the most important ones that's going to be arising is this aspect of chaos. It's the Aries warring aspect. And with a lot of the different alignments and trines and squares and all the different, geometries that the planets form that I'm not really too knowledgeable on. But I do know the essence of what each one of them will kind of relate to or play with in terms of the human beingness. And one of the biggest ones with all this in that aspect of Aquarius is truth. There's going to be a lot of lies. There's going to be a lot of old constructs getting revealed to show how inefficient, how corrupt, how damaging they are to the human spirit and to the collective society as a whole. And with that, we have to understand that everything in Aries this year has that opportunity again to be chaotic, to be warring. And with our thoughts on this morning, it's really important that you set some intentions on the shadow work because that's ultimately what a lot of these different aspects are going to start to reveal. And as the months play out, there are going to be continual themes of community, co creation, of ending the old constructs that really hold people back and these new communities, these new ideas, these new infrastructures getting built. And in order to really harness these universal energies, it's important to put yourself in the position to recognize what's holding you back. So you can fully and more readily handle all these kind of tumultuous energies coming in, so you can better harness them to utilize for your future. So I know that was a super long-winded intro, and it's not my usual style, but with this equinox and our thoughts on this morning, we're gonna cover it all. And it's important to really look within your heart and dedicate yourself to something greater. What is it that you want to achieve for yourself? What is it that your achievements and successes will do for the whole? How can you enter this new state of love for yourself and appreciation and dedication? And most importantly, how can we uplift and help heal the whole? So, with that being said, go ahead and get your last few wiggles out. We'll get started here in just a second. And as always, when you hear the first three taps of the singing bowl, allow yourself to take a nice deep inhale with each sound of the bowl as it rings. With your exhale, transform it into a powerful and mighty Om. Allow that A note to resonate fully by lowering the jaw and relaxing the mouth. And as you close it, the U and the M will form naturally. It's here in this moment. I lovingly invite you home to that realm, that space, that radiant light of the heart. That you may not rest in love, but you may radiate it. It's here you allow yourself the opportunity, the time to simply be, to rest, to marinate within your own awareness, and to simply observe the internal and the external, all as one and the same. a magical phenomena happening for you to witness. Give yourself the permission to let go, to allow the body to simply operate on its own, and for you, the beingness, that sense of self, to lay back and watch this divine film unfold, allowing whatever arises within and around the body to effortlessly play itself out. Allow yourself to let go. Again, remain marinating in the silence, and when you hear this final tap of the singing bowl, shift your attention to the sound of it ringing as it fades into silence. Give your full attention to the sound in this transition. Fall in love with the calm, the quiet. Give it more of your attention than any chatter and internal happening. And it's here in this moment of rest we allow ourselves to observe the breath. Just as nature displays these 4 seasons, so too our own breathing will mimic the seasons. Begin to take a deep breath here. That spring renewal. And as the cycle starts, we hold the breath, allowing that fire, that heat of the summer to resonate, to shine. And just as long as we drew the breath in, we release for the fall. Allowing those energies to dissipate, we hold the body empty of air and prana, just as the cooling winter. And whenever you are ready, again, continue that cycle, filling yourself up with the breath, holding it, releasing it just as long, and holding yourself empty again. Allow this box breathing, this breathing of the seasons, to become your natural harmony and rhythm. And as you continue to breathe here, begin to observe the subtleties of the body, of the form. Not the physical happenings, therefore not controlling the breath, but allowing the body to come into a state of rhythm, of inner harmony, of automatic function. Just as it always does, you simply watch it. And as your attention begins to shift away from the physical, start to observe the subtle energies, the pressure of the air and the wind around the body, the sensation of the skin and the hairs upon it. Consciously reach out your consciousness into the environment around you, just as if you're stretching out to pick something up off the ground. Begin to use that mind's eye to explore the environment around the body, allowing the breath to simply and effortlessly take control. It's here again in this state of peace, of calm, of stillness, that we must come to recognize and know in our heart as the pureness and fullness of our being. That you are that effortlessness, that you are that calm, that peace. That ground of being and pureness is your light. So fall in love with yourself again. When you hear the first tap of the bowl, allow yourself to begin to take deep breaths in through the nose and release the breath through the mouth. Do not worry about duration or how many breaths you get in. Simply allow yourself to lose yourself within the breath. As an example, we'll take deep inhales through the nose. And as you heard, a long exhale through the mouth. Continue this breathing until that second tap of the singing bowl, in which you'll draw in your final breath and hold it as long as you can. It's in this moment you allow yourself to shift the focus towards you. As we clear the ground of all distractions, of all tensions and hangups of the past, we ready ourselves for the future, for this new year, this new transition, for the rebirth of you. Again, continue to observe. It's here we allow ourselves to almost peel back away from the physical body, just as two sheets of paper are stuck to one another. Allow yourself to peel away from the physical body as it remains. The goal here is not to fully leave the body, but to observe. To drop away from the physical attachment and to observe our subtle energies. To observe the effortlessness. How is the energy being perceived for the physical senses? Whether it be a heat, a magnetic pull or push, or that electrical tingling sensation of sparkles and light. It matters not. Pay attention to the subtle aspects of your beingness. And here, as we enter into this unknown, we fully come to recognize that in which we know about ourselves is incredibly limited and most an assumption. So this first step of renewal, in order to really become reborn, we must be willing to let go everything we know. We must come to fully understand that we don't know anything in this reality. And even those that claim to do know the few grains of sand recognize you are standing on a beach with infinite ending. You look down to either left or right, and that shore, that coastline knows no end. For the sands, the grains of knowledge and wisdom in this experience are infinite, and your potential runs just as deep. So come here to let go of all the false, all the conditionings, all the misconceptions, and perceived knowings. Allow yourself to look at the flaws and the mistakes of the past and let go. It's here we come to learn. It's here we come to understand that everything in this experience has been for you. To get you to come home to this realization of the heart, this knowing of your pureness. To experience the differentiated states of being, from the purelessness to the sleeplessness to the nothingness to the emptiness. It matters not what life has presented you. All has been to push you to question, who am I? What is this reality? Who created it? Who created me? Who was I before I was named? And the list of infinite possibilities and avenues of introspection goes on. But the most important part here in this avenue and opportunity that arises with this spring equinox is that you have an opportunity to turn the new leaf for yourself, to utilize your beingness, your divine energies of free will, to fully navigate your life how you seek. For every page of this experience, every slice of now is being written as it's being played out. In this experience, you are both the teacher and the student, yet also the subject of research. Take some time now to look within your own heart. Who is it you will become this year? What is it you seek to do? What communities do you seek to create? What new systems do you seek to build? What in your life do you seek to carry out and bring into manifestation this upcoming year? Again, take time to marinate in your own vision, your own creation, for this aspiration of the heart will lead you to bringing out these goals and dreams to fruition. When you have firmly set your heart to that in which you seek, allow yourself to radiate and emulate those knowings of your being. It's here we continue that work of manifestation and creation by radiating that emotional feeling, that knowing in our heart of how we will be and how we will present ourselves upon the completion and manifestation of these dreams. Again, we'll do one more round of breathing together. And here, again, continue to build this vision in your heart. With each breath, radiate that feeling in the chest. Shine forth that love in which you are, that confidence, that strength, that knowing. For here, it's when we shine forth, these breaths serve as flaming flame. And as we increase the energy for our own inner light, our own ability to gravitate and pull these opportunities towards us will strengthen. But most importantly, here, in this opportunity of sharing breath with one another, look within your heart and let go of everything holding you back. Everything that's going to stop you from carrying out these actions or inactions, these aspects of yourself fully, genuinely, and honestly, and most importantly, lovingly. Let go of all of the shadow and immature aspects of the divine masculine and feminine that are currently holding you back from bringing out the fullness of this manifestation. And again, as you breathe, when you hear that tap of the singing bowl, allow each and every breath to take away the uncertainty, the doubts, the fears, the tensions, the negativity, and replace it with that confidence, that knowing, all of those emotional energies in which you will shine forth upon bringing your manifestations to fruition this year. And just as last in our previous round of breathing, when you hear the first tap of the singing bowl, begin the breath. Our pattern this round will be simply in through the nose and out through the nose. Taking deep breaths, filling the lungs in their entirety, in as quick of a shotgun fashion as you can. Find a nice, comfortable rhythm for yourself, and when you hear the second tap of the bowl, again, take a final deep breath, then hold it as long as you can comfortably. Remember here, radiate that emotional energy, that feeling of how you know your beingness will be upon the completion of your goals, upon the transformation and beauty of your growth. As each exhale allows you to release more and more of the tensions, the energies, the blockages that hold you back. Again, allow yourself to observe the subtleties, where the energy is moving, where it's sitting. It's here we can come to understand that these energetic happenings are but the signs of the body to show us where there are certain blockages. For each area becomes a path of least resistance, and in certain spots where the body may feel cold, there is a blockage that is showing you the regions and areas in which you should work on. But know here now that all physical ailments begin in their origin on this energetic plane. They are but the effects of these initial conditionings, these misconceptions and perceptions that cause the causal force. For those arise in the energetic realm. When we hold ourselves back from speaking our truth or acting on our hearts, we burn out certain energetic systems by containing energy we shouldn't hold on to. In the knowing of energies that feel stagnant and cold, it's because there are things that we are not doing for ourselves in this world. And when we refuse to show up for our own beingness, the body itself cannot be vitalized as it needs to. For certain experiences give us life, literally. From the emotional attachments and how they become expressed in the physical form, we must recognize the areas of overindulgence and come back to the home and realization of moderation. Many in this sense lack discipline, lack will. So their energy runs about, becoming excited for whatever the physical happening arises or whatever the emotions or mental happenings pull them towards. So here, look within your own beingness and begin to observe and be graced with the clarity and realization of where your indulgences, where your impulses, where those dirty habits take you, not only physically, but emotionally, mentally, and energetically. So that in all aspects of this spring renewal, we can clear out the clutter, the dust, the skeletons in the closet, all of the hangups holding us back from bringing out the fullness of who we are. Come home to the heart. Come home to that love of self, that love of others, that love of all. For it's that openness that allows us to completely let go of our suffering. For what is suffering but assumptions identified and attached with? Come home, back to the heart. Allow this renewal, this rebirth to come from this place of truth. Using your mind's eye, it's here we envision ourselves near the peak of a mountain, overlooking a grand valley with rivers, lakes, waterfalls, leading all the way to the ocean. Around us, we see beautiful mountains, clear skies. Yet at the peak of the mountain, we see some form of cocoon. We see some capsule. It's loving, it's inviting. And that divine white light, that tunnel almost, it's showing us to come home, to enter into it. We know in the depths of our being that it is a portal, that it's a gateway, and that its destination is to truth. It's to the fullness of ourselves. It's to our optimized and fully realized selves. Yet we can't get closer to this capsule unless we let go of those chains, those bondages and attachments to our conditionings, to our past pains, to our identifications. And as we begin this walk towards that capsule, this cocoon of love and light, it's here we lovingly let go that sense of otherness, that sense of separated individuality, that we come to recognize that our unique window of awareness is but one of many, and that ground of being in which our sense of self stands upon is the ground that unites all life. That we are seemingly other, but the energies are all but one. And as we continue to walk closer, all of those chains and attachments towards that character we play begin to fall. The one who is pain, the one who is triggered, the one who holds on, all of these concepts, we let them go as we become more free, liberated, lighter. We feel that heart space, that chest shining brighter and brighter. And as we continue to walk closer and closer, we feel the light, the warmth radiating of that divine capsule, that cocoon of love. And as we get closer and closer, our hands upon the outer edge, before we get in, there is but one chain in which we must let go of. And it's the one holding us back from everything. This chain and anchor of attachments to our assumptions. We can see that the assumptions serve as the weight and our attachment to them is the chain, so we let both go. Allowing ourselves to be, to lovingly embrace every aspect of this experience, to know fully in our heart that we don't know. And that's okay. Because it's here that the attachments, the assumptions, they drop away and melt away with the love of the play, with the excitement, the experience. To fully rest within ourselves and allow the divine film of life to unfold and for our own heart to navigate it. We let go of all of our assumptions because we do not see, hear, taste, touch, or sense a good majority of this reality. Our sliver of ability to perceive compares not to the vast amounts of rays, spectrums, vibrations, and energies that we can perceive. So before we enter into this cocoon, say to yourself out loud or internally, I know that what I am goes beyond the physical. I know that what I am goes beyond the most subtle of energies. For all aspects of this experience are observed by me. And this sense of self cannot be observed, but marinated in. So as you enter into this cocoon of love, letting go all of those chains of attachments, of sufferings, of assumptions, and identifications to drop away, we enter into the unknown just as the caterpillar. And as we close this capsule, as this cocoon encases itself, it's here we radiate and marinate in that love of our own beingness, simply holding space for it to be, allowing it to unfold effortlessly. So simply rest. When you hear the final tap of the singing bowl, again, take a deep breath in. Release your exhale into a powerful Om as you proclaim the beginning of this new cycle, this new astrological new year. And when you open the eyes and begin to come back to the body, you'll feel left with that knowing of renewal, of rebirth. And these new opportunities, these aspects in which you seek to bring to fruition for this year, you carry that energy knowing that they will. For this is the new you. This is the rebirth. And that it takes not this practice of sitting and marinating within yourself for every slice of now. Your story is being written. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you, and whew, lots of wild colors going on with that one. Heavy in violet, heavy violet colors. A lot of white, but the violet was just so sharp. Ooh, so beautiful. And I ultimately hope that you have a great new year in this astrological sense, that these energies that are coming to play don't break you down fully. I mean, obviously, a lot of energies in these points of transition and transformation, you know, we got to recognize that there are going to be a lot of things breaking down. But it's, are they being destroyed? No. They may be broken down, but they will be rebuilt. That's kind of one of the biggest things to take away with the energies that are going to be at play, because there's going to be a lot of chaos. Like, there's going to be a lot of stuff popping off, folks. I don't know what to tell you. I think a lot of us in America are already starting to see it. And I know across the globe, a lot of you are also seeing it as well. Now, the thing here is, first off, I want to know what colors y'all saw in the meditation, if you saw any. So drop those in the comments. Definitely curious. But in addition, it's also really important to come back to that sense of, you know, order out of chaos. is something that is kind of a big theme in a lot of different groups and peoples. But the one thing is that that's a universal law. Um, is a lot of these chaotic happenings are actually, that divine scientific design, that they are intended to be broken down so they can be restructured and rebuilt in something that's more in alignment to nature. That's exactly what's happening with us right now as a society, as a civilization, as a planet. And as this planetary being we all are, it's important to kind of come back to that understanding that what happens in the stars impacts you on the energetic and subtle levels. It may bring out more of the subconscious happenings. It may bring out more of the egoic happenings. It matters not. But the most important thing, again, is to understand that all these things are going to be happening, and it's your choice whether you want to utilize the fire for something to create or to destroy. It's going to be up to you to decide which is necessary for wherever you're at. But I guess you'd say the happenings, the opportunities, the offerings that the universe and life are presenting all of us is that we have a choice. We have a choice to really make drastic changes here because the energies are incredibly volatile. They're going to be that true essence of fire. That fire can cook, it can warm you, it can be nice and loving and comforting, but it can also burn things down and destroy stuff. So, with everything going on, the one big reminder I have, and I know this is a long one, but it's an incredibly important time for everyone to really come to the realization that you are writing your story every moment, every slice of now. Your life is being guided by your affection, your love. And when you hold on to certain horoscopes or astrological happenings, you're creating that. You're utilizing your free will to sign off on that. So it's really important to understand that although there are going to be a lot of wild happenings, you have a choice here. You have a choice to understand that you can be the surfer on the surfboard riding that wave. So the bigger the swell, the more chaos that we get, the better the barrel you're going to be cruising through right to shore. It can take you all the way home. Or if you're not aware of it, if you don't see the wave coming, it's going to hit you in the face and it's going to drag you along the bottom and you may drown. So I know that was kind of an intense one, but it's important to come back to that realization that astrology, all these esoteric tools, they are just that. They're tools. It's not this is going to happen to me. My day is going to be miserable because that's you making your day miserable. I could sit here and say, hey guys, we're in a new year in Aries. We're all going to get fucked, and excuse the language, but that's not true at all. Because there's going to be opportunities where you can pivot, where you can really utilize these energies, maybe these letdowns, these disappointments, these changes, these destructions that arise, and they're your access to freedom. They serve as your break in the clouds, just as the coronavirus served for a lot of people, that pause. So this is where it comes back to the key aspect of that meditation, that chain, that weight, that anchor that's holding you back from really entering into the new you are your assumptions. Every belief, which is stemming from an assumption, every one of those is holding you back. So let go. This is the year I fully seek to liberate and uplift and help awaken the masses. And I thank you for being a part of that journey, because especially if you made it this far, you are a part of that revolution of the heart. And we need you. So remind yourself as much as you can throughout these next few months, throughout this next year, to let go of all of your assumptions, to simply allow life to unfold. For when we live in that tensionless state, when we allow the divine film to play out, it's always carrying us to these opportunities to see who we are in the heart. And there's nothing more valuable than that. Now, I love you so, so much. And this is the year we pour the love onto ourselves so each of us can shine our light of love and inspire, can wake up, can warm all those who are lost, confused, and alone. So with that, may the fruit of knowledge offer a seed. And in that seed, may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment, for a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace. and offer peace to all whom ask. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you so much. I love you so much. And have a great spring. Have a great astrological new year. And when it comes down to it, just recognize something. Everything is love. If you don't have any understanding of who you are, what life is, where you're going to be in a year, where you're going to be tomorrow, just give yourself that love right now and keep restoring it, keep renewing it with every breath, and you'll be reborn every moment as that God and goddess of creation you are. So enjoy. I love you so much. Take care and have a great day. I love you again. How many times I got to say it? Not enough, but know that it's all love, baby. Take care. Peace.